if there is something called artificial intelligence, then there has to be something called real intelligence also. Anything artificial, there has to be something real. Some things come to my mind when I say artificial. For example, artificial flowers. It points to there have to be some natural flowers. Artificial diamonds. It points to there have to be some real diamonds. Artificial pearls, real pearls. And then artificial limbs, like, artificial hand, leg. Unfortunately, somebody has lost a limb in some accident. Then they will replace that artificial limb. I mean, their real limb they have lost, so they will replace it with a artificial limb. Similarly, there are so many things we can give many multiple examples, artificial and real. And therefore, the question, again, I repeat, I will ask, if there is something called as artificial intelligence, there has to be real intelligence. Now, all these real things, artificial things have been created by humans with human intelligence. But who created all these natural things? There has to be a higher intelligence to create. So that will come later in the later part of the presentation. We'll touch on that higher intelligence. But when we are talking about artificial intelligence, basically it is like finding something useful for our humanity. So it has a place, like they invented computers, calculators. There are so many kind of tools, electricity, then came internet, so automobiles, so many inventions. So around 1955, already computer engineers or computer scientists, they were talking about, at that time they called it as machine intelligence, not exactly artificial intelligence. A decade later, after 1955, around 1965, in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, at Boston, USA, they made a department called as artificial intelligence. That's when they coined that artificial. Until then, they were calling it as machine intelligence. So it's easier to understand machine intelligence. This artificial intelligence, they coined and they started doing certain things. It's a very simple tool, just like you have a calculator. See, the calculator can do calculations like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, or 2 into 3 is equal to 6. So multiplication, division, all these things. Then came later scientific calculators. They can do all your sine theta, cos theta, square root 1. So a little bit more advanced calculators came. Then came the financial calculators. So these calculators are useful in our life, but it doesn't mean that they are all in all, and then they are a replacement for our mind and intelligence. All right. So many people are asking questions. What is this artificial intelligence? I believe they, calculate faster than us. They process faster than us. Speed is much superior. It can do so many tasks, so much high speed. So there's a lot of, talk going on about artificial intelligence since about a year or so, when they first, released that some artificial tool into the market, free usage, ChatGPT free, just to get you addicted. Like they gave Netflix and all these things initially free for 6 months, Geo Hotstar, and so this is also going on. But coming and fixing our point on this, artificial intelligence, like I can again talk about where exactly it is in the traditional Vedic thought, and Bhagavad Gita is our main reference, where all the Vedic literature is summarized. It is the summary of all Vedic things. The entire Vedanta is there inside Bhagavad Gita. So if you see there, and even in Katha Upanishad also, the entire analogy also is given. Anyway, in Bhagavad Gita, it is given, we have sense objects, like, beautiful form, our eyes can see. And our senses we have. With our eyes, we can see a beautiful form. So, sense objects, Above the sense objects are our senses. Above the senses is our mind. And above our mind is our intelligence. Mind can only have two functions like, on and off. Accept, reject, accept, reject, accept, reject. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no kind of a thing. It is dilly-dally, dilly-dally. It's not steady. Sometimes it will say yes, sometimes no. You cannot make it. So, but intelligence come into picture, and intelligence is going to decide in which direction you should go. Should you accept? Okay, it will tell the mind, okay, no problem, you accept it. So intelligence is higher. But above intelligence is the soul. And Katha Upanishad gives an analogy like a chariot. The horses are the senses, and the reins are like the mind, and the chariot driver is like the intelligence, and the passenger, the owner of the chariot, is sitting, he is the soul. So this is the analogy also they'll give. You can replay this video again and again after the recording to understand it a little bit more. Okay. First time you are hearing, it looks like difficult to understand, but today technologies, you can play back and come back again. Now, when we come to talk about real intelligence, all the living entities, there are 8.4 million species of life. All the species of life have real intelligence. And what do those real intelligence for perform in those things? Like a snake is there, elephant is there, mosquito is there, bird, beast, fish. There are so many species of life are there. They have also intelligence. And in Hitopadesha, it is clearly mentioned what exactly their intelligence is working on. Okay. The intelligence, the animals and other species intelligence, apart from the humans, what their intelligence is working on is ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maithuna. In English, maybe in the not same order, but eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These four things, all living entities have the intelligence. They, like the birds will go on, go on search of, they have the intelligence to go on search for their food. They have like, intelligence for their defense. They can build a home, a nest where they can, stay inside. So this kind of intelligence the bird has. Who has given? That is a natural intelligence. It's not artificial intelligence. Naturally, when the species are there, it has been having this intelligence. And then they can take rest. Nidra means all the birds, they will go out in hunt. They come back after collecting the food. In the evening, they reach their homes and then they will take rest. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya. Bhaya means defense. They are scared, So they build a nest. They go and stay inside so that other living entities don't attack them, because one species is a food for another species. Narada Muni told in Srimad Bhagavatam. And so in case of defense, they also run. So a deer is running, tiger is running behind. One is the food for the other. So they have their own defense mechanism. They have their own intelligence to protect themselves. So ahara, nidra, bhaya, fearfulness is there, and maithuna. That means they attract, like a peahen is there. It will attract a peacock, or peacock will attract a peahen, and then they lay eggs, and then they make, procreation. So ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maithuna, that sexual capacity is also there. That intelligence also, they naturally have it. And this is common even for the human beings also. All the species, and for human species, according to Hitopadesha, ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maithuna are common intelligence factors. Their intelligence works to go and get these things. Humans also, they have this intelligence to find these things. They build homes for defense, right? So they also take rest. They also go out in search of food, like work food. So ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maithuna, they also reproduce. They get married and make children. So this is common, and that's why many times gurus, sadhus, and shastras question this. If humans do not have go beyond this intelligence of the basic existential necessities of life, like just food, rest, defense, and procreation. Because beyond these existential things, humans are also working. Then Pashubhihi Samana, they are equal to animals only. They are not human beings. They are as good as animals. And if they have to be called as human beings, that means they are more intelligent than animals. A deer or elephant or a mosquito or a crow, all these species, or a fish, they cannot ask these questions what human beings can ask. Human beings are intelligent enough to inquire when they observe. Like a goat, they are butchering, the other goat is getting butchered. This goat is like, eating grass. It doesn't know it will also get butchered next by the butcher. So they don't understand. But humans can understand. Humans can understand these higher things like, who am I? Why I am born? So they'll see people are getting born. Where did I come from suddenly into this world? How this birth is taking place? And then, okay, why death is taking place? Why should I die? I am born, okay. Why should I die? But I see everybody dying around me. And they say, in this age, the life expectancy is so many years, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, depending on which country you are there. So why I have to die? This question animals cannot ask. Only humans can ask. They have the intelligence, the faculties, the real intelligence. They can ask on top of Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, and Maituna, the four faculties. They have additional faculties that Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshanu Darshanam. They can see this happening, the dukkha coming out of it. How come my eyes were so good when I was young? Why my eyes I had to undergo a cataract operation? Oh, my knees were so good. Why I had to take, kneecap surgery? Why? And why I had to take stents? Talking about, stents or a valve in the heart, artificial valve, real valve. So if you ask any of the people or the patients who are using artificial limbs, we are not against this technology that AI and all these tools humans have invented over the decades or centuries, which are helping us to be a little bit more comfortable, but it doesn't solve the problems of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadi. Birth, death, old age, and disease. They cannot solve. You can prolong another 5 years. You can prolong a little bit more comfort. We are not against. We welcome. We are grateful for that. But beyond that, still we have to die. Still we have to get until today. They have not found anything. They are trying to create artificial intelligence. Last 1955 till now, you check about 8 decades. They are working on it. They are you know improving the way they calculate, the way they process the information. And intelligence is a misnomer, actually. Intelligence, I already explained what exactly in the traditional way, how people defined in all the dictionaries, in all the languages, in all the communities around the world. Intelligence means only these 4 plus 4. All the animals, Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, and Maituna. And in addition to that, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, humans try to understand. Why I should again take birth, take death? I don't want to die. What is the solution? This only humans can ask. So you must understand. I'll give another example that how it is just a tool only. That means you need a higher intelligence to create a tool. Similarly, people who are using it also should consider it as a tool only, and you should have your own intelligence how to put that tool into use. Today, some IPL match is happening, playoff match between Gujarat Titans and RCB. So the ball is there. People know the rules of the game, and the bat is there. And we all know how to play the game also. That much intelligence and understanding we have. But the same bat, in a person who is trained to use that tool, the bat, he can hit properly. But if I go, the ball will hit my face. You are getting it. So you must know how to use the tool. For that, you have to practice. Otherwise, you cannot use the tool properly. The technology is there. The doctor is trained to, do the eye surgery and replace that cataract thing with a intraocular lens inside. If required, he will do a vitrectomy surgery, remove everything, scoop out. He is well trained in that. And the technology is there to create a, lens which is similar to your natural lens. You ask anybody who had a cataract surgery, this may look even more sharper, more brighter, more nicer, but in so many ways it may be better than even your natural eye. But nobody in their intelligence will say, I don't want my original eye. I would prefer that. I never wanted to undergo a eye surgery and replace it, and go all the trouble and all that. Similarly, anybody who had a kneecap surgery, you ask them, I don't want this artificial limbs, artificial bones. You ask anybody who had a valve in the heart, I don't want artificial valve. Given a chance, I still prefer the original natural lens. Similarly, but still, those things they have invented, manufactured, they are refining it, making it more nicer to help us, so that artificial the natural valve is all clogged and it is not working. So they do a heart surgeon will do a surgery and replace the with a artificial valve. But in spite of having its place, the human intelligence is working so hard to making our life a little bit more comfortable. The person who is making a bed to sleep, he's making, so many types of beds, you will sleep more nicer, smoother, this, that, and all that. But humans have to go beyond this, repairing this vehicle, beyond repairing this vehicle. How we should get out of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi cycle. And we have this intelligence. And similarly, this machine intelligence, today they call it, originally they called it as machine intelligence. Today they're calling it as artificial intelligence. And it has come out just how you used your calculators. Like our Mr. Venkatramana is here. So maybe he's a CFP or something, certified financial planner. He did his exams, maybe 3 years course. And they allow him to use a financial calculator in the exam. And all the students are allowed. So all are having the opportunity to use the financial calculator. But if they don't know the subject, how will they press the financial calculator to calculate, okay, in 5 years' time, how much the money will become in compounding with this interest, with this is inflation? You should have the complete knowledge. The calculator itself don't have the knowledge. It can, similarly, artificial intelligence, the tools, doesn't have its own intelligence. It is processed, and just like how a computer works or a calculator works, this works on more of a feeding so many images into it, like how a cat should look. They will feed millions of cats images into the uh, chat GPT or whatever, that artificial intelligence. I am not expert in that, but I understand the overall picture how it works, because I understand Bhagavad Gita, how the real intelligence and artificial intelligence work. So they can produce many charts. I'll give another analogy. There is a global clock, right? The global clock is a tool. It can tell us the time across all the countries, different time zones. What is the time now in Tokyo? What is the time in New York? What is the time in Delhi, Kolkata, or, Paris? So all these things it can tell. But that's all. It is a tool. The person who is looking at the watch, somebody who has never been out of his village, he doesn't have intelligence. Where is Rome? Where is Italy? Or where is USA and all that? He cannot understand there is different time zones and all. Somebody who needs an education, who has been trained, he is like understands the globe, he has traveled a little bit, he can comprehend it. He has a higher intelligence, higher faculties to understand that global clock. But global clock don't have its own intelligence to understand what is time zone. It doesn't understand what is day and night, because that all that has been fed into it by a real humans, and other real humans are using that global clock. Global clock doesn't understand the concept of time. A calculator cannot understand the concept of mathematics. Similarly, artificial intelligence cannot understand what is ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maithuna. It cannot understand. and it cannot understand what is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. It can give what is the life expectancy. It will draw all the information here. It can give 10 charts. But by itself, it doesn't understand that. Only humans, not even animals, only humans have this intelligence to understand or inquire and try to understand. And if explained properly through proper channels, they can understand what is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Artificial intelligence is limited. Maybe never. According to Bhagavad Gita, if you go, they can make it, refine it, make it more faster, more speedy, and they can make so many charts. I was giving that that financial calculator. If the person doesn't know the subject matter, he will not know what switches or tabs he should press on the financial calculator. He cannot even understand the question. How will he use the calculator? He should have a complete knowledge. He has to be trained properly. For that, you must similarly, to understand the problems of human life, the existential problems of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, we had to go to a person who has this knowledge. And those are called as not only real intelligence, it is a superior divine transcendental intelligence coming in the Parampara system right from Lord Krishna. Krishna, gave it to Brahma. Brahma gave it to Narada. Narada gave it to Vyasa. Vyasa gave it to Madhva. Madhva gave it to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya gave it to, like this, it is coming down. This knowledge is coming. And those who are intelligent, they will go and approach these people and inquire why I am born, why I had to die, why I should get disease. Can we not stop disease? Why I should wear artificial, bones, why I should wear artificial lens, why I should wear, this is all disease. So why I should get old? I always want to stay young. Why? So these questions, existential questions, which even animal intelligence cannot ask, that higher intelligence human beings have. And therefore, we should also not completely surrender to these tools. You understand? We should not completely surrender to the tools. What happens is, if you completely surrender to the tools, then you don't use your own intelligence. Many times people tell, hey, thoda, use your intelligence, na? We will tell. How can you judge like that? Discrimination, judging, all these things, they cannot do. It can give you 10 charts, but which chart is better? It can process very fast in microsecond what they used to, And those days we used to go to library in schools. We didn't have all this, chat GPT, these tools, or even computers. It was pre-computer time. The same information was in the form of books, and we used to go to a library. And in any school project is given, we used to go to library and collect all the information, search for the information, index it, ask the librarian, get it out and make a notes and refine. And we used to do it. Now you ask ChatGPT. It tells you more than 10 libraries or maybe 100 libraries from across the world. It can extract all the information and give you. But do you have the intelligence, whatever it is producing, to understand and apply? That much intelligence we must have. So the basic intelligence, what it is, I will read a shloka from Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 30th verse. Intelligence means what is mukti, what is liberation, what is bondage. A real intelligent person understands. If you don't understand, that means you don't have a higher intelligence. From the Vedic tradition, I'm not telling you are Buddha or something. You may be expert in ChatGPT or creating these tools. You may be a PhD and from MIT, from the same, you may be a great professor in that same college or university. But if you don't understand from the Vedic tradition, the intelligence is defined like this. I'll just read. What is to be done, what is not to be done. People must understand. Krishna is clearly defining what is this intelligence. Pravrittim cha, nivrittim cha, chapter 18, text 30. Pravrittim cha, nivrittim cha, karya karye, bhaya bhaye, bandham moksham cha yaveti, buddhi sa partha satviki. O son of Pritha, O Arjuna, That understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness. This is a real intelligent person. What is to be done, what is not to be done. ChatGPT gives you something, same thing, the same gun. A person who is intelligent, he can use it for somebody's protection, a good man's protection, good people's protection, and to shoot. If a policeman in the hands of a policeman, it can do some good things. That means an intelligent person, like a policeman or a soldier, that same gun can perform differently. But the gun itself doesn't know what is good, what is bad. By itself, it's just a tool. In the hands of good man, it is useful for good things. In the hands of a bad man, it is used for bad things. If it is in the hands of a terrorist, he can, kill somebody good and, take away all his assets or money and things like that. So most important thing is this intelligence faculty should know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Similarly, a surgeon has a knife. If it is in good surgeon's hands, it can do surgery. If it is in a bad person's hand, it can kill somebody. Surgeon can save by doing surgery somebody's life. I mean, he will do his best. If the time has come, the person may go, but it is in his good hands. He will try to save the life of a person by performing surgery. But if it is in the hands of some murderer, he will murder. He use the same knife. Or a barber, it's a tool in the hands of a barber. He can give a nice clean shave. If it is in somebody else's, he can cut somebody's throat, slit somebody's throat like this. So because it is a tool, you must know. That means it is not a replacement for Bhagavad Gita. ChatGPT can have 100 editions of Bhagavad Gita, 100 different schools of thought of Bhagavad Gita it may have inside. And it will give you 10 printouts. You may get confused because you should have the proper intelligence to choose which version is nicer. So that means you should never lose your own intelligence. You should have intelligence, not blindly following because I am telling something, you come and blindly follow. Or if somebody is telling, you go and blindly follow. The blind following is not entertained. You must still ask questions. Somebody tells you something wrong, things using Bhagavad Gita, and then it is for motivation. They don't talk about birth, death, old age, and disease. They don't talk about death. Then they will say, shub shub bolo, avoid talking about it. Bhagavad Gita is talking about that. Then that person you should not go to. You should go to a person who talks about these 4 problems from Bhagavad Gita. That's why he's telling, oh son of Pritha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done. ChatGPT give you some 10 things. Okay, to invest or not to invest, that still is in your hands. It can give so many informations, fancy charts. That's why they hire people for data analysis. ChatGPT can produce data analysis, but you need a data analyst to analyze that data given by ChatGPT. That means the analyst should have a higher intelligence than the tools. Whatever tools produce, he cannot blindly go and give it to the boss. Otherwise, why he should be hired? All right. So then Krishna explains this in the next 2 shlokas of 18:30 after this, 3:1 and 3:2. He explains them. What he's explaining, in the mode of passion, the same intelligence can be little bit corrupted, not fully. Because there it says, what is religion, what is dharma, what is adharma, it cannot. And the worst thing is, they say this is only dharma. They will catch hold of adharma and tell this is, that is the worst, that is in tamoguna. In rajoguna, I'll just read the translation. O son of Pritha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion. They really don't know, hey, this is right or this is right. Is this religion? Is this not religion? They cannot discriminate. Between action that should be done and action that should not be done is in the mode of passion. They cannot make a decision. That's why all these tools are not replacement for real coaches. For anything, even for cricket also. ChatGPT can give them, so many things. And also performing your action. You have to perform action. It can give you all the recipes for breakfast tomorrow. It can give you a continental, this, that, a big list. Just like, alarm clock. Many people use alarm clock to wake up in the morning. Some people will switch off and go back to sleep. Snooze, go back to sleep. Some people jump out as soon as the alarm rings. Alarm is a tool. Then the person should have an intelligence, like should he wake up with the alarm or not wake up with the alarm? It is just a tool. Alarm doesn't know. It doesn't have any intelligence. It is just a tool. Similarly, the people, even though humans have this capacity to inquire about Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, if they don't inquire, that means they are not using their intelligence. They avoid inquiring about this. That means they are only concerned about short term, but not long term. Oh, if I smoke for 10 20 years cigarettes, after that I may get throat cancer. And some people understand but don't take action. So there are a lot of things. So any technology comes, we don't have to worry. A person who has Bhagavad Gita and access to Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, he's not fearful. He's not worried. Some technology is coming, it will take away our intelligence. How it will take away intelligence? That has been created by artificially, it has been created by somebody. It has some purpose and use, just like artificial limbs. Somebody lost his leg, he's using an artificial leg. It has a place. And we thank for those people who, and that leg may be having, very strong, more strong than normal leg, more heat resistance, everything it may be better. But still, you ask the person who lost his limb, the leg, he still prefers the original one. So all these artificial things can never replace the original things. That means we cannot challenge Prakriti, or behind the Prakriti, Krishna, who is the creator, we cannot imitate him. What he creates, we cannot create. What nature creates, we cannot create. We cannot even create a blade of grass in the laboratory. So only thing is we can make a car which will run faster. But if that fellow is not intelligent, early morning he will go at high speed and go and hit the divider. That means he is less intelligent. He should know how to drive safely. So the same car in the hands of a safe driver, it is good. In another driver's hand, he'll go and hit some divider and he will die and he'll kill another 3 4 people in the car. So similarly, this this artificial intelligence also, use your intelligence when you are using it. So it is not replacement for your learning of anything. A financial planner, like certified financial planner, whatever his knowledge is there, evolving and things are changing, banking system is changing. Today we are using a paper currency, tomorrow we may use a stone currency. We don't know. He has to keep himself updated. He must be more aware. He can use the chat GPT tool, whatever is happening around the world, but he should not lose his intelligence. All of you, I'm telling, when you are using chat GPT, you probe questions. I'm teaching you something. You probe, it gives you some answer. You ask simple thing. Can you tell me a little bit more? Ask questions. Then it'll go back and say, sorry, you caught me right. It will come back and says, hey, here is some more information. I missed it out. You'll go very fast and pull something and throw at your face. If you don't have the intelligence, then you will accept it. Prabhupada used to give a very beautiful example. You should have a basic intelligence of what is gold. Otherwise, somebody gives you an iron piece and say, this is gold, you please take it. You will take it because you don't know what is gold. So we cannot be less intelligent than all these tools. We should have a higher intelligence than all these tools. And that only is going to help us. And now this intelligence can be corrupted. So Krishna gives beautifully the entire system he's giving in this whole body, how it is. The sense objects, the senses, even one sense gets carried away. So eyes see a beautiful form and it gets carried away. It will drag the mind down. And mind will drag down, the intelligence also will go down. One after the, it's a chain reaction. So one sense, all the senses have to be under control. Your eyes, your ears, all the 5 karmendriyas, 5 gnanendriyas, how these senses have to be under control of the mind. But mind is, chanchala. How mind has to be controlled by intelligence. But again, intelligence Some people are corrupt intelligence. The biggest problems in the history of humanity happened, like even if Kurukshetra war, if you take, because of Duryodhana, Dushashana, Karna, Shakuni, all these evil fellows only. That time it happened. And today you take World War I, World War II. Now whatever is happening in Iran, Israel, US war, or Russia and Ukraine war, or so many, at least 30, 40 wars will be small, big, somewhere is happening around the globe. All the time it is happening. Why it is happening? Because the human intelligence has been corrupted because of the ego. I am superior. My country is superior. So he doesn't care other people. He will go and bomb somebody, let people die, children die. I mean, what kind of intelligence is this? That's why Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is talking about, the trigunas, and you should go beyond the trigunas. We should use the intelligence. So the intelligence is at a very crucial position. Below intelligence is mind. So the intelligence can control the mind can control the senses, then we are safe. Then our actions have to be directed. But if our intelligence itself is corrupted, what will? That's why our intelligence itself is corrupted. Then it cannot control the mind. Mind cannot control the senses. The senses go haywire. So the solution is our intelligence has to be driven by a higher intelligence or a superior intelligence or a divine intelligence. What is that superior or divine intelligence? Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. These we have to take. Now, a physical guru is a must. A surgeon cannot learn from the books how to become a surgeon. He can read all the medical books now, even more easy. Anybody on the street also can read the entire medical books, just on the click of a button. All these ChatGPT and other AI tools are giving the entire medical university library of all the world medical hospitals, all the data, everything is given to you. But you cannot become a doctor. You still need a personal doctor under whom you have to get trained, and who is having a real intelligence doctor, not some robot doctor and all that, because who has no feelings. Doctor must have these feelings of empathy, love, affection. He understands pain. All these faculties, these tools don't have. These robots don't have. They don't understand. Like past, the global clock cannot understand past, present, and future. And how much ever we feed into it and create more and more better, nicer clocks, it can never comprehend what is past, present, and future. There is no clock made until now so far. Similarly, this artificial intelligence, they were calling it as machine intelligence. It's a machine intelligence. Machine intelligence can never overtake, or it can never be a replacement for the real intelligence. And so many acharyas, gurus, sadhus. Now, even in ChatGPT can give you Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata. It can give you, but you need a personal guru who has realized by applying this knowledge. Realized knowledge is something different. Okay, what is realized knowledge? I can explain to you. ChatGPT can explain to you what is a mango in 100 sheets, so many ways we explain it. It can make a booklet of what is a mango. Somebody sitting in foreign country where they don't grow mangoes. Now everywhere globally mango is available, but those days, like if you some place mango is not available, and he is explained by ChatGPT 100 pages what is a mango, he will never understand. Impossible to understand. Whatever. So for understanding, he has to really get a mango in his hand and bite into it and feel the taste. And if you give him a kharab mango, he will think mango is not good taste, sour mango. If you give, it has to be ripened, right amount. That knowledge somebody should have, who is expert in mangoes, who has tasted every year, every season mangoes he has tasted, and 10, 20 varieties of mangoes he has tasted, and he exactly can feel, smell, touch how exactly it is. Hey, you wait, you don't know about mangoes. You are coming from England, right? London, you don't grow mangoes. I'll show you. No, 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 not that mango. You choose this. You need a personal, real intelligence, human intelligence person who can discriminate, who can analyze by his experience. And even for a simple mango, you need that level of intelligence. What about Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi? You don't need a coach, you don't need a guru, you don't need a sadhu. Guru means by his personal example, he can train you up. Sadhus means who have already lived in the past. There are many people like your guru who have shown by example. So gurus, sadhus, and shastras are also there. So you may have access to the shastras, but you don't know how to use it. You need real people to train you, just like a doctor is trained under another doctor, a lawyer is trained under another lawyer. ChatGPT can give the entire, all the cases that happened around the world, 150 countries, different courts, different cases. It can throw at you. What will you do with that? You need a senior lawyer who can tell you, look, okay, you bring all that, then I will explain to you how. An astrologer has to train another astrologer. He cannot just use artificial tools and say it can calculate. It can draw a chart, but it cannot replace the experience of a real astrologer who can see the data, who can see the charts, and who can see you, and he has an intuition, a higher power, divine power he has taken, and only he can explain. So just by watching a TV, somebody cannot become a cricketer, and you have to take action. The guru says you must do like this, then you will also train under him. It takes a lot of experience and to be imported to understand really what is a good mango, how many varieties of mangoes, what it tastes, how it tastes. He has 40, 50, grandfather has 40, 50 years, 70 years of experience with mangoes. This Englishman coming from England, what will he know about mango? How long it will take for him to learn? Simple mango example I'm giving. So please understand that anything artificial has a place in our life, but it is not a replacement for real things. Anything artificial. Real things are always more perfect, more feeling. You have a sense of belonging to this. Somebody has lost an arm and he is using an artificial limb. It's okay, it's helping him. But if you go and ask him, will you prefer that or this? He will definitely prefer the original, real arm. You won't prefer this. So I hope by some examples and analogies, you are getting it, what exactly is this artificial intelligence and those kind of tools. They are never replacement for real intelligence. So real intelligence, you have to approach and try to question, trying to find solutions for Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. You have to find solutions. There are solutions. And a real intelligent person will always keep that in view. He may be doing so many other things in life. Like we teach our students about the life's dashboard in all the areas of life. But on the spiritual track, he must be asking questions on Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, and how to come out of that cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease and take moksha. He's telling, bondage. This is a cycle of bondage. You come out, take a tangent and get yourself liberated. Krishna is telling. And that is where we must be looking at. So stay tuned at Bhagavad Gita for Life Hub. And if it has made you thinking, and if you agree that what you heard was somewhat resonating with you or thinking and something to understand, and if you feel like this is helpful, please subscribe for our YouTube channel, and also share this link with somebody who you think it will help them. So like, subscribe, comment, and share. Comment, you please ask questions, because all the content we are trying to make new content based on your questions. It will help a lot of more people. So stay tuned here. All right. Thank you so much for visiting our channel, and stay tuned. Hare Krishna. Thank you.